Hey, what's up guys, TechTine here, and this is the iPhone 16e. And in my channel mainly, I really like to focus a lot on budget-friendly devices, and I know that $599 does not really sound budget-friendly. However, this is still an entry-level iPhone in their latest iPhone 16 lineup. So think of this phone as the Galaxy S24 FE, which is the entry-level S device for Samsung's S lineup. So let's have a conversation about this phone. I do have a couple of thoughts, and some of my thoughts may come across as controversial, but stay with me. So as far as the design, this is definitely a massive upgrade from the previous generation SE. Don't compare it to any other iPhone, just compare it to its predecessor of the iPhone SE. And one of the first changes that this phone brings from basically the iPhone 15 and iPhone 16 is the action button, which is not really found in the previous generation iPhone SE. The other feature is gone is the Lightning port, USB-C all the way on all of the iPhone lineups as of right now. And also you have a much better sounding speaker system than the previous generation. Now the back of the phone still has your single camera sensor, but it matches the same quality as the main sensor of the iPhone 16. So for better or for worse, you do get a much better camera system than the previous iPhone SE generation. In addition to that, on the front of the phone, you do get a much better quality display. So you get an AMOLED display versus the IPS panel that we've had on the previous iPhone SE generation. Also, gone is the fingerprint scanner and the big bezels on the top and bottom of the phone. You do get the notch this time around. And this is definitely a really decent display. It's bright, not as bright as previous generation iPhones, even though I just said stop comparing it to the previous generation iPhones like the 15 or 14, but just for sake of argument, it does have the kind of big bezels on the sides, but they're much slimmer than the previous generation SE. That's what I really want you to take away from this. Circling back to the camera system, it is a 48 megapixel fusion camera. Basically what that essentially means is that it tries its best to mimic kind of a main sensor plus a telephoto sensor, so you do have option for a 2x sensor. However, you will be missing that ultra wide, which is something that I use a lot on my personal iPhone. I even used it in the beginning of this video when I was shooting B-roll for this phone. Besides that though, this phone takes some pretty solid pictures. And again, they match the same image quality as the iPhone 16. And it does have 4K video recording, but none of that 16 Pro or 16 Pro Max's video quality stuff will be found on here. So this will definitely get your basic needs and then some as far as photo and video quality goes. And so the camera for $599 is pretty good, even though it's missing an additional ultra-wide sensor. Now, the other thing that I want to discuss here is in the performance part of things. This phone does have the same performance as the iPhone 16 minus 1 GPU. And it also matches the performance with great battery life. It's actually slightly better than the iPhone 15 and the iPhone 14, and it's way better than the iPhone SE. Now, if I want to kind of I also want to emphasize the fact that this phone does support Apple Intelligence, so I guess this is meant to be sort of a future-proof device. I don't know if the price will come down anytime soon. Knowing Apple, it's not. So $599 will always be the price for this phone. Now, if we look at the iPhone 16 SE, or I guess we have to call it the E. So let's look at the iPhone 16e compared to the previous generation SE. Then you can immediately tell that it's miles ahead of that weak SE from previous generation. So it's definitely a worthwhile upgrade. If you have the SE and you want to upgrade to the 16e, I think it's worth it. However, if you're in the market for a new iPhone and you've never had an iPhone and you want to start with an iPhone, then the 16e may be an option for you, or you may want to choose something like the iPhone 15 or the iPhone 14 previous generation, but you will be missing Apple Intelligence and a more efficient device and a more future-proof device in my opinion. But you will add MagSafe, faster wireless charging, and your secondary ultra-wide sensor. So with that being said, I know this is kind of a weird analogy, but I feel like this phone should be called the SE, not just E. And the S should stand for strategic, because I feel like this is Apple's way of getting people who've never had iPhones into actually getting an iPhone. So if you're in the market for an iPhone and you've never had an iPhone and you want to get into iPhones, then this would be a good start at $599. But then you might think to yourself, well, I can spend $100 more and get the previous generation, which is better, or I can spend $200 more and get the current generation, which is better. So it's a little bit confusing for the consumer. However, for Apple, it's not. And so I feel like this phone, for it to be super competitive in this world and for it not to get this criticism that it got, should have been $499. But with that being said, I want to hear your guys' thoughts on the iPhone 16e. I know a lot of people were disappointed. I want to say that I was in the middle. It adds a lot of features, but it takes away a lot of features as well. Let me know in the comments below what you think of this phone, and I will catch you guys in the next one.